STI rates have increased, but public health funding is limited. Do you want to understand the impact of changes in your STI program budgets on health and cost outcomes? Space Tool is here to help. My name is Erika Martin, and I'm one of the authors of the updated Space Tool 2.0. This video is designed to orient you to the tool so that you can customize it for your own jurisdiction. I will start with some background on the model and what is new in this 2.0 version. However, feel free to fast forward to slide 11 if you want to jump right in and see a demonstration of how to get started. Space Tool 2.0 was developed by a team of health economists and project officers from CDC and academic researchers from the University at Albany. This work was peer-reviewed and published in the Journal of Public Health Management and Practice. It was funded through a cooperative agreement from CDC to the Coalition for Applied Modeling for Prevention, a university consortium that develops models in partnership with CDC. As a disclaimer, Space Tool and its underlying methods do not necessarily represent the views of CDC. Its use should be limited to estimating the impact of budget changes as described in the model documentation. In this training video, I will first review the model's purpose and what has been updated since the original model. I will then walk you through how to customize the findings to your jurisdiction and important features that may be helpful to your work. Space Tool is a free spreadsheet tool that allows health departments to estimate the effects of changes in their STI prevention budgets on health outcomes and direct medical costs. For budget increases, the outcomes are presented as infections averted and costs saved. For budget decreases, the outcomes are additional infections and additional costs. Space Tool is intended for use by jurisdictions that are directly funded by CDC, such as states and large cities. CDC developed the first version of this model in 2017. It responded to jurisdictions' requests for guidance on how to estimate the impact of changes in their STI prevention budgets. This economic model is evidence-based. It uses the scientific literature and mathematical modeling to create estimates for the impact of changes in funding on health outcomes and direct medical costs. To make the methods more accessible to audiences without expertise in health economics, its interface allows users to enter information about their jurisdiction. Then, it does the calculations for you. The model has already been used in several ways. At the national level, CDC has used the model to calculate estimates to include an annual congressional budget justification. State programs have also used the model to prepare fact sheets and demonstrate the value of STI programs to their leadership. Space Tool 2.0 uses similar scientific methods as the original model. However, it has several improvements. First, its parameters and methods are updated to incorporate the most recent scientific evidence. Second, we redesigned the interface to be more user-friendly. Third, we added new functionalities that meet your information needs. So what is new with the underlying methods? First, we updated the methods to rely on a more recent study that evaluated the impact of federal STI funding on rates of gonorrhea and chlamydia at the state level, based on 35 years of historical data. Next, we listened to our users and adjusted the methods so that you do not need to collect as much information to customize the model to your settings. Third, we updated the model to include the most recent estimates of direct medical costs for each infection. Finally, we made several other scientific improvements, such as updates to the confidence intervals. We incorporated user feedback throughout the development to ensure that Space Tool 2.0 meets your needs. Important changes based on user feedback about the original model include a more user-friendly interface, new functionalities such as interactive charts, and adding plain language interpretations in the spreadsheet. Now that you know the basics of the Space Tool, let's dive in and see how you can use it. The first step is to download the model. There are two really important things that you need to do or else the model will not work. First, it is critical that you save the spreadsheet to your computer. It doesn't matter where you save it. However, do not open the model until you save it to your computer. Second, after you save it, you will need to enable the macros. Now that you have saved the model, let's look at the home screen. First, you will see an explanation of the model. If you scroll down, you will find information on who to contact for additional help or to provide feedback on the model. At the bottom, you will see 5 tabs. The user interface and advanced options are where you will do your work. The model overview and model parameter tabs give you information about the model. I will show you how to use the buttons on the pages to navigate to the other screens. However, you can also click on the tabs at the bottom to move between pages. Now let's get started. Simply click the button that says "Click to begin." You will now be in the main user interface. By default, this will be blank. Enter information for your jurisdiction. The only inputs that you need are your total population served, the number of reported cases of each STI in the past year, last year's annual funding amount, and your anticipated future annual funding amount. The population includes everyone in your jurisdiction. For example, a state health department should enter their total state population. If you want more information on what these inputs mean, click on any cell that has an eye icon and you will see a pop-up box with more information. After you enter information about your jurisdiction, you will see results. On this main page, the results are provided in terms of a 3-year impact, which is a common time horizon for presenting results to policymakers. This is interpreted as the effect of a permanent, one-time change in your STI prevention budget. The box at the top provides the bottom line numbers in terms of total infections averted and total direct medical costs saved. Inside the box, you will see a sentence with an interpretation that you can use in your own materials. The table at the bottom breaks the same information down by infection. You will also have confidence intervals represented as the lower and upper bound. What happens if you anticipate a reduction in your budget? If you enter a value for your anticipated budget that is lower than the previous funding level, you will see that the interpretations will change from infections averted and costs saved to additional infections and additional costs. There are 3 buttons on this page. The first button will take you to the advanced options page where you can add more customization. The second button will take you to the model overview page where you can learn more about the underlying methods. The third button lets you print the page. Let's see what happens when you click the Print Page button. We added this functionality in response to requests from our users. This is helpful if you want to create a handout for a meeting that contains the inputs and results on one page. Once you're at this screen, you can use the Excel functions in the top ribbon to print this on paper or else as a PDF document. The main interface will give you the bottom line results. We kept it simple so that anyone can play with it, regardless of their Excel skill level. However, you might want to look at different time horizons, dig into results by infection, or create customized charts to copy into a PowerPoint presentation or infographic. Our users asked us for more customization and downloadable charts, which we integrated into the Space Tool 2.0. If you click the Advanced Options button, you will come to this screen. This is where you can add more customization and do additional explorations. A note of caution about this screen is that it is not locked. We did this so that you can copy and paste the charts into another document, such as a PowerPoint presentation or a social media post. However, you will need to be very careful to avoid accidentally deleting the charts. In our main page, we set the default display to be a 3-year budget impact because that is a common time horizon for presenting results to policymakers. This shows the estimated impact over the first 3 years that the budget changes in effect. However, we realize that you might be interested in looking at 5 or 10 years. In the top left, you can type in a different time from 1 year to 10 years. The key findings at the top of the page will match your desired time frame. If you type in something other than 3 years, these key findings will be different from the main interface, which is set to a 3-year time horizon. Below the main output at the top, you will see a lot of detailed tables and charts. If you scroll down, you can see charts for each infection, as well as the summary table for all STIs, excluding STI attributable HIV. In this screenshot, I scroll down so that you can see these additional tables and charts. These visualizations are dynamic. We set these charts to display different numbers of years just to give you some ideas of what can be modified. Here, the default chart for chlamydia shows a 3-year budget impact, and the default for gonorrhea shows a 5-year budget impact. However, you can change each of these to the number of years that you want to display. Our users wanted to be able to copy the tables and charts into their own applications, such as PowerPoint or Word. We implemented that feature. To copy the information from a table, first highlight the cells in the table. One easy keyboard shortcut to copy is to hit Control and C on your keyboard to copy the cells. You can also copy the cells by doing a right click on your mouse. That will pull up a menu, and then you can select the copy option. Open your new application. Here, we will put your table into a PowerPoint presentation. You can paste the information in a couple ways. An easy keyboard shortcut is to click Control and V. Alternatively, you can right-click your mouse, which will pull up a menu of options to paste the table into your new file. Most likely, this table will not be in the format that you want. You can then customize things like the labels, colors, grid lines, and anything else to make the table meet your design specifications. I want to reinforce an important point that I made earlier. It is very important to copy and paste and not cut and paste. If you accidentally cut instead of copy, your table will be deleted from the Space tool. That cannot be fixed. If that happens, you will need to download the model again and start over. You don't want that to happen, and as model developers, we really don't want that to happen to you. Most audiences like charts. Our users asked us for downloadable charts, and we included those in the redesigned Space Tool 2.0. Here, you will use the following steps. Click on the chart, and then an easy shortcut to copy the chart is to press Control and C on your keyboard at the same time. Alternatively, you can do a right-click on your mouse to pull up an option to copy. Open your new application. Here, we will put the chart into a PowerPoint. To paste the chart, an easy keyboard shortcut is to click Control and V. Alternatively, you can right-click your mouse to pull up a menu of options to paste the chart. It is possible to modify the chart with different formatting, like new colors and a new title within the Space tool. However, we strongly recommend that you do all customization to your chart that you paste it into your new application. Otherwise, you might accidentally modify the chart in a way that cannot be fixed. Now that you know the basics of the model and how to use it, let's talk about where you can learn more about what is under the hood. One thing that our users told us is that they needed to know enough about the model to explain it clearly to their audience. We have 2 tabs at the bottom that give you more information. The Model Overview tab will give you the high-level technical documentation. In our experience, most audiences just want a short 2 or 3 sentence explanation. You can find that at the top. Feel free to use this exact language in your own materials. If you want more details, scroll down the page to read about the methods. This includes the steps in the calculations, the model assumptions, critical limitations, and the underlying scientific literature. The Model Parameters tab has a table that lists all parameters that went into the model. Here, you can see the values, the scientific publications, and modeling notes. Most likely, this should provide you with the information that you need. If you want more details beyond what is in the spreadsheet model documentation, we encourage you to read our scientific paper and technical appendix. The manuscript is available as open access for free download from the journal website. I hope that you found this video helpful for understanding the model and getting started. Now that you're ready to launch, enjoy the voyage. If you have further questions or comments, please contact us. We would also love to hear from you about how you have used the model in your own work.